Hello, welcome to my Q&A video. So I've been asking on Instagram for people to send me questions that they'd like me to answer. The first one comes from German Hearted. When did you start wearing makeup? I actually can't remember when I first started wearing makeup because I think I've just been wearing it forever. Probably when I was about 14 I started to play with like eyeshadows, and because I was blonde I always wanted to wear mascara because my eyelashes were invisible. So yeah, probably around 13 or 14. Tag is Fun asked, what do you think about cosmetic tattoos? Would you ever consider it? I am actually getting my eyebrows tattooed on in a couple of days time, so there's your answer. I would definitely consider it. I think that with all the new techniques that are coming out, it's a much better option than it used to be. _R Nakkenzie asks, what is my favorite lipstick at the moment? I would probably have to say it's a hard toss-up between Lime Crime and Colourpop, just because of the wear time. It's quite tricky to get Jeffree Star in Australia, so I've been wearing a lot of Lime Crime. I really like how they wear. They're not too drying, and when it does start to wear off, it's usually only on the inner lip area. It doesn't flake off and become all gritty and gross during the day. And I also find that it's quite easy to reapply. A lot of them you can't really go back in and add more layers because it gets all chunky and gross, but I find with the Lime Crime it's fine. And Colourpop, because they're such great value for money, and the wearing time for me with them is about 6 hours, which is good. Kelsey Hardestry asks, what is one thing you still struggle at as far as makeup application? I would definitely say lips. Trying to figure out that middle ground between overlining and looking like a clown is quite tricky for me. So I'm practicing a lot using liquid lipsticks and all different size brushes and things like that, but it's still quite tricky for me. Night_Marefuel asks, what are your makeup tips and tricks for hooded eyes, and who do you look up to in the beauty industry? The makeup tips and tricks for hooded eyes are definitely learn how to eye contour, whether that just be using a neutral tone before you go in with your transition shade and kind of contour your hoods so that they appear smaller, and just learning how to watch tutorials online and then kind of cater them for your eye shape. Not everyone's going to be able to do the exact same technique. We all have different shaped eyes, so if you can just get inspired by the video tutorial or whatever that you've seen and then cater it to your eye shape instead of trying to force it, which will usually make your eye look a lot smaller, or you won't be able to see the eyeshadow or anything. I find that I like to use a lot of like interesting things on the lower lash line, like a lot of different colors and things like that, because that's where you can see the most of my eyeshadow. So yeah, it's just trying to figure out what works for your eyes. I will definitely be doing more hooded eyeshadow technique tutorials on this channel, so definitely watch out for those. And I'm sorry about the lighting, it's just changed, it started to rain, so that's good. And who do I look up to in the beauty industry? As far as inspiration goes, and as far as like what beauty accounts I follow, I really like to follow Dominique SQLDR, I think it is, and Alyssa Makeup Artistry. The way that they play with colors is just like amazing to me. And then I also really like watching Epic Makeup on Periscope. She has got a wealth of information, and I just find her so inspiring, the way like her work ethic and the way that she like talks to her peers is amazing. Like she's full of so many good tips. You need to go and find her and follow her because she will up your game. It's amazing. Sheep_cat_ asked favorite primer and favorite NYX products. My favorite primer at the moment is the Dermalogica Skin Perfect primer. It is like just the most amazing texture on your skin. It keeps your makeup on all day. It like smooths out your entire complexion. I really love it. Another one is the Too Faced Hangover primer for when my skin's a little bit dry or if I'm noticing like more fine lines than normal. The rain's getting really loud. I don't know how this video is going to turn out. Torn Glitter asks, what's your favorite drugstore foundation? I would probably have to say Revlon Color Stay because it stays on, but it also does really nasty things to your skin. Like the fact that it gets like so into your skin is a little bit scary, but for a long time that was my favorite. At the moment it's the L'Oreal True Match. Just because it's so buildable and I haven't noticed like any bad oxidization or splitting throughout the day. Yeah, I think that's all I've really liked from the drugstore. Simply Laser asked, what is your best contouring product? I have not found my holy grail contouring product yet. I am looking for it. I'm probably going to get the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. It is supposedly amazing for us paler girls. A friend owns it and I have swatched the palette and it's just so blendable and creamy and yeah. Skating Laura asks, what foundation do you use? I use the L'Oreal True Match in Golden Ivory. I really want to try out some of the Stila foundations, the Becca foundations. I'm still looking for my perfect foundation at the moment. The Minxie Librarian asked, what is your go-to high-end brand and drugstore brand? My go-to high-end brand would probably be Too Faced. I am in love with pretty much everything that I've ever gotten from them. My go-to drugstore is probably Revlon. I haven't really found too many of their products that like haven't worked for me. That will like Chi Chi Cosmetics. That's a good Australian one. Yeah. Caitlin Storm asks, what is your favorite style of makeup to do? Probably something with like a big bold brow. Definitely a lot of eyeshadow. Probably like your more gothy, grungy looks. I don't really enjoy doing like full glam. I prefer to like do the left of center, like really grunge, smoked out lower lash line, a lot of contouring. Nora Walsh.makeup asks, if you could only keep one eyeshadow palette, which one would it be? I would have to say my Too Faced Neutral Eyes matte palette because it's got a lot of like neutrals and it'll probably... It's a hard question. It's a really hard question. Because if I was thinking like my Urban Decay Naked 2 palette, but like I don't have... That's... You've like mind fucked me here. I can't think properly now because of this question. Yeah, probably like a really neutral matte palette, and we'll just do boring looks for the rest of our life. Yes, just browns and matte. Cacophony asks, if you could give a super useful makeup advice, what would it be? Probably practice. I know it sounds really cliche, but the only thing that's going to make you better. It doesn't matter about what products you're using. It doesn't matter about what brushes you're using. Nothing else matters but the practice. Don't be afraid of trying new things. Sit down at the end of the day and put on a bunch of weird makeup that you wouldn't use normally. What is flying around me? And just practice, like practice doing new looks. If you want to do that winged eyeliner, you do that winged eyeliner every single day until it works. And yeah, you're probably going to walk around with like uneven eyeliner for that day, but it doesn't matter. Just keep practicing. Thank you to everybody who sent me questions. I hope that I answered them well enough, and I will see you in my next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and hit me up in the comment section on what you would like to see next, and I'll see you later. Bye.